Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm here with Peter Morganti in downtown Ballarat on the Ballarat Footy Oval, Pete.
Yeah, Ballarat Express is just going through to Ballarat as well, as you can hear in the background. But yeah, our normal spot, Darren, was a bit noisy. And now I'm just starting to wonder whether this is not too noisy.
Well, we haven't been up here at the Ballarat Footy Club for some time. It looks like they've just put all new drainage in on the track, and I don't know, Pete, you're a bit of a gun footballer in your day, they tell me. What do you think of this ground? It looks like it's pretty wide to me.
I was going to say, if you're a winger and you've got a bit of speed, you've got plenty of room to run around here. But
it's almost as wide as it is long,
I was going to
isn't it?
say, it's almost, if we got a shot from above, which we won't, it'll be nearly round.
Yeah.
Also than oval. So, no, it'll be a winger's delight here with the Dougie Hawkins wing out here, I reckon, in front of the grandstand.
Don't think it'd suit us.
Talk about
lack of speed.
No, back pocket plumbers.
I used to play forward, Pete, and I always I loved my coach because he said, Dancy, I don't want you to leave the goal square. And I said, I'm really happy with that.
My days went to...
I think my worst effort, Pete, I was playing down at Warrnambool Institute back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
When I was studying accounting. Well, I went to uni, I didn't study much, but we were playing down there at full forward, Pete, and I had 14 kicks one day from full forward. Kicked 1 goal, 12.
Jeez. Used to get wet that oval. I did play a couple of times.
Could not work out the wind.
Yeah.
Wouldn't matter whether I aimed for which point post, it'd just, the wind would take away.
Take it away, yeah, because you weren't far off the beach as well.
The goal was off the side of the boot. And we lost by 3 points and the guys weren't happy with me.
I played 4 years with Russell's Creek down there.
Yeah, they're a good club.
Yeah, and we beat the Sharks in 1990.
Ah, right.
And that was I think it was their first grand final appearance. There was only 8 points in it, but the Shark Shuffle was their big go after a win, Darren. Did you indulge in the Shark Shuffle?
I didn't play in too many winning sides, Pete, but I can tell you that, like that, the uni, they had a complete turnover of players every 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
They come and go, so it was pretty hard to get any continuity. But I did pull on the boots a couple of times there just to help them out. But I was pretty fit back in the day, but some of those boys would rather belch in there than mark the footy. So
always entertaining clashes for sure. But
I was always pleased I wasn't allowed to leave the goal square unless I was on a lead. And I used to lead when the full back had it.
Well, you gave him a dozen kicks that day anyway by kicking those points.
It was the only day I ever kicked the ball 60 metres with a 100k hour wind. Anyway, but they were back in the day. But anyway, let's go back through last week's runners, Pete. Just the four. Where do we start?
We'll go. Well, no one went there, but a horse went there. Tawong, where we had look, Tennessee Gold. We know it was dropping class, but she ran a lot better, Darren. She ran third. Probably should have nearly won.
Probably should have won.
Yeah.
No doubt she should have won.
And
she got poleaxed twice in the run.
Yeah.
And you know what? I reckon it's the first time in 12 months I've actually seen her have a go.
And settle nicely and then have a go, yeah.
When she got checked that second time rounding into the straight, because it's a tight corner it looks like, but I thought, she'll just spit the bit and run last. But she toughed it out.
She picked up and tried to come through again, yeah.
And then Sean Maffrick texted us and said, I want to get her out to 15 and 2,000.
The bit at the top got me. You'll think I'm crazy, but I reckon she can run 2,000. So.
And then we ran the gold mine, and what did that say?
Well, out to 2,400. It's amazing.
Oh, well, sometimes you've got to think outside the square, Pete.
Well, look, you can give her, I think you'll find a 14 or 1,600 next start, and then you can get out to 2,000. We'll learn pretty quick whether she can, but it's worth a crack.
She's not going to reach any great odds, but she might win another race.
Yeah, yep. So,
bit of fun there.
Sunday, I left Ballarat when it was 20 degrees. I went to Echuca and it was 40. It nearly melted. And so the horses, Falago and the Cup.
It's amazing how, isn't it? Like 2 hours north and all of a sudden it goes from 20 to 40.
I left at 4:30. I got back towards Ballarat about 6 and I wound the window down and it was back to 18. Around just north, just below Malden there. And I thought, isn't it amazing? Like, you go past the divide.
So what happened up there, Pete? Falago?
Not much. Falago, well, look.
In the Echuca Cup, wasn't he?
To be honest, we
100 to 1?
He was 100 to 1. Beat one home, beat another one of Weary's home.
And then they were really happy with the run.
Happy with the run. He pulled up a little distressed, which I can understand. I didn't run and I was distressed.
You and I are going to full up distressed after we do 6 laps here in a minute.
In a minute. Might take longer than a minute.
No, we'll start in a minute.
Oh, righto. Look,
we'll still be here next week doing the 6th lap.
Old Falago's got a run under his belt. That's the main thing.
So he'll do nothing to his 5th up over 2,000, will he?
Well, I looked at the calendar, and in June was when I think it was a long weekend in June where he won that race at Flemington. So because he started now, that 2,300 metre race at Warrnambool on the Tuesday might be a nice target if it gets wet. Yeah.
Okay.
And Bloodlet, obviously the owners know that she's now retired. After
she had every chance.
She did, yeah. She just hasn't got that killer punch, Darren.
Nah, she's just hasn't come on, has she? Like, she showed a bit early, but just hasn't come on. And Darren was really confident. They backed her into $1.80 and left it in the bag. And where'd she finish? 5th or something?
5th. I mean, she'd probably only beaten 2 lengths.
2.5, but
yeah,
that was a 58 against some pretty average conveyances with respect. But
she did pull up with little issues. So.
Yeah, pulled up with a few problems. So her days are done. She'll go through the Maysale.
Yep. And what are we, Thursday? Yesterday you went to Bendigo. Stringer Bell.
Like a week ago.
No, I just trying to work it out.
Stringer Bell, yeah, I did the old mad rush there, Pete. I had to drop a couple down at the depot in the truck, and I thought I'll drop one off Christina's and go to Bendigo and make it a nice round trip. And the GPS said I'll get there at 3:05, and the race was at 3 o'clock.
You love that.
Thank God Christina Jeffrey told me a shortcut.
Oh, righto.
I got there at 2:55.
Because generally from this end, you got to go right through town.
No, she knows all the back roads, that girl. She's obviously been a Bendigo drinker in a day. She knows how to get back home without going past any booze buses.
Stirring up the police.
Yeah, I don't know where I was. I was down all these roads in the truck.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it. No way. Never saw a car. And, I got there in time, and I thought his run was fair. He was beaten in a photo for second. Look, I know he looked a little plain late, but he's not a leader. No. And look, he jumped well and Yendo elected to lead. And unfortunately, got on the fence, and the fence was off.
Probably a length inferior.
At least a length. Peter Ellis said 3 lengths, and everything came down the centre of the track was winning all day. So I'd forgive that run. I just think the tactics were wrong on the day and got on the wrong part of the track, but that happens.
I can see what they were trying. I think that winner had won leading.
Yeah, we're going to sit outside it, but
it was two-cutted, so...
Robertson, wasn't it?
Kudos to Craig Robertson.
Yeah, he was two-cutted. He set off us.
Because he knew he had a weight relief too.
Yeah, when he got in, he just looked at me and smiled.
Yeah. Fuckers. Anyway, good luck. I mean, they would have thought with 2 weir horses there was a chance that one may have took the other on. Yeah. And...
Anyway,
outsmarted.
So if beaten a photo for second, runs 4th, we'll get better price next start and he'll be winning.
And I tell you, the race that they did mention, 1,300 at Stall, if you can sit outside the leader, would be an ideal track for him.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens there.
All right, so that's the end of that.
That's the end of those.
And now we got the weekend off, have we?
Well, we've got Friday off because Shadow Griffo will be scratched.
Yeah, we're not going to run there, we're going to wait.
Yeah. Saturday is a day watching whatever's on TV. Sunday we've got Clairvaux kicking off.
At Geelong.
Yeah, it's a 1,400 benchmark 78.
Is that on the grass?
Yes. Yeah, the synthetics not far away, but not quite here.
Got a few friends in the crowd, Pete.
Yeah, cockatoos. The local
very annoying
bird life. So he kicks off. We probably haven't got great expectations.
100 to 1.
Oh, he might do that. Well, who knows? He might be
100 to 1.
Jared Fry, your mate's on.
Yeah, old Lamb's Chops.
Lamb's Chops, Jared Fry.
So Road Rue Maple back in the day when he was apprentice to DK.
Oh, righto. And bloody knocked us off when Bloodlet should have won at Yarra Valley.
He did too.
Yeah, smarted our jockey.
Too smart. Anyway, so he's kicking off. He won't do much first up, but it's just hope he pulls up well and he gets to get out to his right distance later in the year.
And, with May coming up, there might be a race there for him.
Well, he's probably looking at that same race. That 2300.
Yeah, well, that's a point. Although
I'm sure he wouldn't be good enough to get in the Warrnambool Cup, but
no,
I think he'll be certainly looking at that same race.
I think 17's probably going to be too short for him, isn't it?
He'll be looking at 2300.
Yeah. And then Monday, I think it's races on, but I don't know where.
We haven't got runners till Wednesday.
No.
At this stage?
Yeah, Kite.
Who's that?
There's a dual meeting. I think it must be Sandown Twilight as well. Yep. But Kite, and we have Revolutionary, who, as I mentioned to the owners this morning, he was bouncing around the last 2 days where he said, so he trialled him up.
He got poleaxed in that last start. It was just a waste of time. But look, he's a wet tracker, so I'm not going to be too confident until it rains. But there is a little bit of rain forecast next week. So
and Kite's generally got a lot of
if
give
it's
anyway.
got to give, I think we'll see a nice run.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be going there saying he can win, Pete, but I think he'll run well.
The fact he never got a chance to show much. We're just contemplating whether he leaves him at 12 or goes to 14, but I'd be hoping he goes to 14.
So that's all our runners, only a very light week.
And Josh Julius has nominated Rocket Cod there, but I think from his, and all the owners heard that he was keen to go to Echuca.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens early next week.
Then we'll have a few runners the following weekend.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to next week. But you've been busy at the trials.
Yeah, we had a few kicking around. Sarah Plain, he'll head to the races now.
Yep. Anyone else?
Periscope's another one, which trialled the day before at Horsham, and we just got to find races for him. I think there's a 1400 at Terang, which would be ideal for him, a big track to kick off. Silver Stratum trialled at Horsham, but he's another trial away. So they're obviously a few we mentioned. They're wet trackers that will hopefully get racing probably in April.
Otherwise we'll send in the Brisbane where it doesn't stop raining.
Where has it been raining? Not here.
Yeah, and then obviously Yogi and Think Baby trial next week.
They gallop tomorrow and then trial next week. So that'll be their final trials.
So Yogi's set for the Warrnambool Cup and it's going to be tight.
Darren Weir said we don't need anything to go wrong, but he'd love to have him there fourth up. He actually is a horse that comes to hand quickly, and I think that's why.
A bit like yourself.
Jesus, blow up quickly. So that's exciting to think that, if it all pans out nicely, that's a lovely race for him if it runs. Oh, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be heavy 10, but you're going to have some.
It's a right race for him if we can get in there, but time. We don't need, as you say, we don't need
little
nothing.
hiccups.
No, we can't be scratching from wide gates or anything. We just got to
have
those
7 weeks today.
7 weeks, and he's going to have 3 runs on a trial. I'd like to see that.
Well, where reckons it can happen?
All right. Well, he's the champion trainer. Him and Hayes. Gee, aren't they having a duel?
Oh, little ding dong. We mentioned there might be.
What were you doing? You went up to Weirs this morning at the trials.
Yeah.
And you were holding out second. A big sign that said second. What were you doing there?
I'm not that game. I didn't mention anything, but what was it? 2 Group 1 seconds to Hayes and a Group 2 Adelaide Cup second to Hayes. Couple. He blows too, like not just beaten by 2 or 3.
Probably unlucky in the Adelaide Cup win. Probably should have won. Covered more ground. Well, so it's funny when your luck's in, it's in, isn't it?
You argue that rider, I reckon he rode the horse perfectly.
Yep, I do
Get it out into the ground, but Michael Walker, if you watch the replay, was almost going to go to the right of him. He'd seen Craig go, so he went back inside and had all the rails runs in the world. What did he win by? A neck.
Say 4 lengths.
Yeah, yep.
So it just shows you when the luck's in, it's in, isn't it?
And Brave Smash, 1400 back to 12 in the Newmarket. Looked like he'd hit the front, and of course the good horse, Redwork Warriors, smashed him down the outside. But I don't know if you watched any of the overheads, he led all the way basically.
Yep.
Brave Smash never actually hit the front.
No, and I thought it was good Peter Ellis's interview with Racing.com during the week.
Absolutely.
Talking about the tracks and how it all plays out. And actually, I reckon what we should do, Pete, is we should send that interview out to our database.
Well, I will.
Because it will give you a good insight. We won't put it on this edition.
No.
But what we'll do is we'll just post it out separately. And I think you'd get a really good insight of what Peter Ellis does and how tracks play and what his thoughts are on the track bias and the movable rail.
You may have already got it because as an owner, I just got an email through from Racing Victoria. And Peter Ellis's interview is on there.
Yeah, they may not have looked at it, but we'll flick it out.
It's a brilliant interview.
Because some of that stuff you get it and you just delete it because you get so much rubbish. So we might just post it out one day next week for you to have a look at. And I'd encourage you to just have a good look at what Peter Ellis does. And obviously on Saturdays he works for Darren Weir, and the rest of the week he's pretty much working for Robbie Griffiths, and I think the Sydney Carnival is actually working for OTI.
Righto, yep.
So he's in demand and he's getting every trainer in the sun trying to get his services.
Yeah.
But
he just put it out there.
40 years he's been walking tracks.
And
he's a marathon runner.
And he walks bloody nearly after every race.
20,000 steps a day, and then he'll go home and run 20 Ks.
How's he studied the form?
And been all over the world on tracks. Unbelievable.
And a lovely fella to boot.
Told me last week he did 70 hours watching video replays doing form.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I look at your tips on Twitter, Pete, and they're crap.
He probably throws them out, just flick them out.
But
They're not his tips.
He's actually come into a horse with us.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, so Peter Ellis is now a horse owner with ATB.
Actually put you onto the horse.
He did. He found the horse. So if it's no good, he will get the he will get the.
He'll have to stick to track walking and form analysis.
All right, we're going to wrap this up because we've got a lengthy interview here.
Just before that, a couple of thoughts out to Jack Hill.
Jack Hill,
who come off and it was an ordinary looking fall.
Yep.
but thankfully he's fine.
Yep.
And we didn't speak about astrological.
And we didn't rush.
Scratch
We
on
didn't
Monday.
rush. Yeah, he would have been shattered if he had one.
So best wishes to Jack. And Jason Bembo doesn't often ride to us. He rode for Largo up at Echuca, and he actually has fractured a vertebrae, the T6, in a fall at Caulfield. So just thoughts out to those guys. They're both going to be fine, but it just shows you the tough game, these jocks. We'll still count them though.
I'll be nice to him this week.
All right, yes.
Now, you went down to Ballarat Turf Club this morning and you caught up with the CEO, the man of the moment, the gun CEO in Australian racing everywhere, the innovator.
You called him Lloyd Williams, too.
Yeah, he's got Group 1 runners.
Yeah.
He's turned Ballarat around single-handedly.
Has.
And we thought we'd catch up with him and have a chat about what's going to happen at Ballarat over the next, after the Cup in November with the new synthetic poly track going in. And you asked him how all that's going to work, and I think it's a really good 6 or 7 minutes. So if you want to know a little bit about what's going on at Ballarat and how this new track's going to play and be developed, have a listen to Lachie McKenzie, and I think you'll agree with me, he loves the camera. Hey?
He does.
He loves the camera, Lachie. Anyway, thanks, Lachie, and we'll sign out and hand you over to Peter and the Lachie McKenzie interview. Until next week, this is Darren Dance with Peter Morgandy.
Darren, yeah, I am here at the Ballarat Turf Club, and I've got the CEO, Lachie McKenzie, with me. Lock, if you're a racing person and you haven't heard the news around Ballarat, you've had your head in the sand, but certainly big developments with a synthetic track that's going to be, in operation next year.
Yeah, it's very exciting, Morg. So first new synthetic track, obviously behind Pakenham and Geelong State. So very exciting for us, and looking forward to having guaranteed racing and galloping over the winter.
Big, obviously there would have been a lot of thought. Obviously there was, I think, 3 potential areas for the track, is that right? Kilmore 1?
Yeah, so the process was that Racing Victoria put out the tender to all clubs.
Yep.
And then they very quickly brought down a short list between us, Kilmore and Geelong.
Yep.
So the idea was, Geelong would be rebuilt,
yes,
or there will be a new synthetic track built here or Kilmore. So after 12 months of lobbying, we got the nod, and very exciting. So just have to find the cash to pay for it now.
Obviously, logistically, I was just talking to B inside. Work will start after the 2018 Ballarat Cup.
Yeah.
With the aim of racing that following winter.
You'll actually start the works before that, because part of the process is to fix the camber. Behind us here we have the race day stalls, and the outside, I guess the race course side of those, there's negative camber on our outer track.
Yep.
So what's going to happen is we're going to have synthetic on the inner track, and which means all the turf racing will be on the outer track.
Right.
And we need to fix that camber. So straight after the Grand National meeting at the end of August, we'll start the works on the outer track.
Right.
And then after the Ballarat Cup, we'll start the synthetic.
A little bit of a break with turf racing, December, January, February, is that right?
Thank goodness. After, I think we had 10 meetings in 56 days.
I was just going to ask that question,
Yeah, so we'll get a break from racing, but we'll be flat out constructing the new track.
I just walked over, as I said, I just took some vision of where the synthetic track is. Now, we've got the inside grass track, which has been a huge help for the trainers over the years with trialling, a lot of trialling. Does it actually get into any of those sand tracks and that there?
No. So the training grass stays where it is.
Yes. It stays.
Yeah. So the synthetic becomes the inner course proper.
Right.
So at the moment we have two racetracks here that merge at the 600 metre mark and then split coming out of the straight.
Right.
So the home straight will be widened.
Yes.
And then the inside 16 metres of the home straight will be synthetic, and the outside 24-ish metres will be turf.
Right. Sounds huge.
Yeah,
to get it done.
Big project.
Yeah. So as we stand here now, 12 months down the track, it'll be well and truly underway.
I'll be nearly done this time next year. I'll just have to see Darren and Liz and go and borrow some money to pay for it. But
get a few more of those sides up in the background.
I reckon take a few of those signs to pay for the synthetic track. But
I just looked actually. The screen won't be a hindrance there where it is. Or could that be moved?
Yeah, the screen, the winning post, the ATB sign, and the straight and all the rest of the signs, everything goes back in.
Right.
So where the screen is now will be where about the inside rail of the synthetic track will be.
Right, cool. well, there's a lot to be done. I suppose a lot to be thought about. You would have to think about a lot of those logistical things prior. Little things, but have to be done.
And probably too, the other thing that we've got to make sure that we're respectful of is the minimise the disruption to the training. So when there's horse being trained here, 530 horses every morning, we've got to make sure that the works that we need to do for the 3 or 4 months it takes to build the track doesn't interrupt the training.
And obviously we'll be back racing in March on the turf, so I mean there'll be obviously work still happening there for about a 8-week period.
Yeah, that's right. So and then what will happen once we start again? We'll still race regularly on the turf over the in subsequent years over the summer. But just come the winter, we'll flick over to the synthetic, and
there'll still be turf meetings programmed in.
So we have the program, and about every 3rd or 4th meeting is on turf. So we still have some turf meetings, but the beauty of this obviously is if something goes wrong with the turf track, there's no more losing race meetings.
From a point of view away from the race, and nothing changes, does it? And obviously you can notify the trainers or whoever. Potentially too, that could be recognised earlier if you had a real bad month of weather, and you could let them know rather than a 48-hour sort of turnover period.
Well, there's 2 things with that. I think the first thing is you take the risk out of it. If there's high risk of losing the meeting, shift to the synthetic, still in the same venue, and everyone's happy. But I think most importantly, with our new setup, we will have all the starts. So the synthetic race track will have the same starts as the turf, whereas at Geelong they were very restricted to start. So that'll be a big help.
There's probably only 3 or 4 different distances I think at Geelong.
That's right.
Oh, brilliant. Well, look, it's certainly a huge coup for well done to the Ballarat Turf Club and yourself, but also for the trainers. We're getting a lot of new trainers in and about over the last 12 months. When you look at probably a little bit further, but the Alexanders, Kamanis, Mitch Friedman, and I suppose the other side of it, we got room to add more trainers to the system.
Well, that was probably the key part of our bid for this track. We have room in terms of space to build stables in the district. There's plenty of freehold land available, but we're getting jammed up on the track, so this will give us some more capacity for training.
Beautiful.
So
should be, if not the leading centre, heading towards being one of the leading centres. Not that you want to be better than everyone else, but if you're proactive.
Oh, we do. I just use this opportunity too to thank Darren and Liz for their support of our club. So I've been here for this is my coming up into the 7th year, and we've had to take this club on a very rapid sort of journey of improvement. And Darren was kind of up me with a stick from the start to get it going, and it's been a great help, both not just financially as a sponsor, but also just allowing us to tap into his knowledge of the industry, and we're very appreciative.
Look, it works both ways, because we obviously probably 75-80% of our horses are with Darren Weir or Archie or Matt Kamani, so we get to use all the wonderful facilities. I just look around now, I've probably 6 or 8 years been involved, whether with Darren Weir or Darren Dance, and just the improvements. I mean, from the stalls to the grassed area, you've done a fabulous job, and I think the icing on the cake is certainly the synthetic track next year. Thanks, Locke. Just on a personal note, you're becoming the Lloyd Williams of the ownership side of it. You're having a great little spin with your horses as well. Group 1 Lachie.
Just to show that they're not in the fluoro.
Oh, well, we could work on that.
So, no, I've had a great run. I'm looking forward to the Saturday. We've got, as you know, we've got a few hares in Humidor. So in Tozen Start, and we're racing against Humidor on Saturday, and then actually on the 7th of April, I reckon I'll have a runner in the Doncaster and the TJ Smith, and I'm selling the house that day. So it'll be at the house auction. It'll either be a real good day or a real bad one.
I was just going to say, over it all, the trifecta comes up for you. Obviously, Brave Smash is another one. So close in the Newmarket. Did you leap at that 50?
Oh, I had him going for months of wages. No, he was terrific. He's a serious racehorse, and he's got electrifying speed. If he just get that smother up and go, he's proved he's one of the best sprinters around. So he's off to the TJ, and then from the TJ Smith, then into the All A Stakes, the 1400 metre Group 1 race, and then probably freshen up with Everest again, I guess. But Tozen Stardom's Saturday to Blamey, and then the Doncaster. So
exciting times coming up.
And I've got Fledged racing in the restricted hurdle.
We can't forget the hurdles.
Today, so
with them coming up. They start today, for sure. Well, that's great on a personal note. We love seeing people we know, winning, whether it's at Matara or Flemington, but it certainly is good winning Group 1.
Oh, so for anyone,
Valentino was a horse.
That's where it started. Valentino funded us into these good horses, and if anyone's watching this and doesn't have a share at all for these guys, take it from me, small shares.
Yeah.
I think, what's the saying? 100% of the thrill for 1% of the bill.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I go by. It's just, you can't describe the feeling of having a winner, but to be on the big stage of Flemington's Group 1 races is something else, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for your time, Lock. Again, congratulations on everything, and we don't want to turn the clock forward too quickly because we want to live every day we can, but we really look forward to the synthetic track racing.
Thanks. Cheers.